Hello and welcome to my channel. I have a sister who likes to come visit me and she will randomly bring me things to read. We don't always have the same taste, but I usually check out anything she brings me to read. This time she brought me this manga. It's called Night of the Living Cat. It's by Hawkman and art by Mecha Roots. And I have volumes 1, 2, and 3. This clearly is a spoof of a typical zombie storyline. The premise of this is that randomly people start turning into cats after having contact with other cats. In order to not be a cat, you have to kind of isolate yourself from cats, which are constantly everywhere. It's a silly premise, and the story knows it's silly. The plot takes itself seriously. The characters are very serious, but the book itself knows that the premise is silly. And there's jokes all through it. However, the jokes are actually just one joke, which is the cats are trying to get us, but the cats are so cute. It's pretty much the whole joke. So there's no violence in this. Like, pretty much everybody in this world loves cats. They talk about how much they love cats in the story. Everybody will pause the story and talk about how much they love cats. Even though the cats are trying to get them, they can't bring themselves to hurt cats. Even when they're trying to, like, scare the cats off or, like, outrun the cats, they're very adamant, don't hurt the cats. And the cats themselves are not violent either. You don't turn into a cat by being bit by the cat. You turn into a cat when they kind of crawl on you and rub against you and lick you and stuff. So there's really no violence in this. It's just kind of a fun, fluffy story. But the one single joke does get a little old after a while. I think maybe twice I laughed, but it's constant. The joke that the cats are cute and we can't hurt them is constant. Okay, so we're just gonna flip through this story real quick and just kind of go over what happens in it. So at the beginning of the manga, you know, they're running and you're like, oh no, like what's coming? It's cats. There's cats running, and then the goggle guy gets caught by the cats, and you can see they're just like on him and sniffing him. They're not doing anything to him, but he's being very dramatic about it. And they're rubbing up against him. They're just being cats. And he then turns into a cat with goggles. And they're just, like, horrified. These are our main characters. This is Scarface guy and long-haired girl, and these are our main characters here. You know, and then it's them running, and they're still trying to get away. The cats are just like, play with us, and they're like, oh, they're so cute, but, like, we can't let them in because we can't touch them. And, you know, the cats are trying to get in, and they're trying to get away, and this dude, specifically, he's very serious about not letting the cats, or not hurting the cats when he fights them off. And he gets in this suit and uses the suit to protect himself, and I think he sprays water or something at them. Like, he's just trying to get them away from him. And then they manage to get into a car and drive off, and they have to leave Goggles guy behind because now he's a cat. And that's kind of the beginning there. And then it goes back to the beginning where this dude was kind of just found wandering the street. Our Scarhead guy, he was just found wandering the street. And he has amnesia, and long-haired girl found him and brought him home. And she lives with her brother in this cat cafe. And the dude is very serious about the cats. I was wondering, because he kind of seems to have, like, way more prowess than a normal human. I was wondering if maybe he's going to turn into, like, their Eren Yeager, or he's, like, immune to the cats, or he turns into a cat and can turn back, or he used to be a cat and he got turned into a human. I don't know. We don't know anything about this guy, but it's just a lot of talk right now about how great cats are. Literally everybody in this book loves cats. Every person that you run into, whether they're good or bad, they love cats. Like this dude with his pimp coat, he loves cats. But then, like, this is when something starts turning weird. Like, he starts to eat the cat food, and they're like, what's up with this dude? And then he turns into a cat, and they're like, oh, that's bad. And then this dude turns into a cat, and they're like, we gotta get out of here. And the brother's like, go, and I'll hold them off. And he just, but he's like, I'm just gonna hug the cats. So he gets turned into a cat, and then there's just like mayhem, like the military's trying to stop the cats, but they don't want to use any lethal force because they love cats and they don't want to hurt the cats. And, everybody's like, no, we don't want to hurt the cats. And then, so this dude's coming up with ways to like get the cats out of the way without hurting them. And he's like using cat toys. And I think he comes up with like catnip bombs and stuff. And they run into this other girl, who's part of long-haired girls. They went to school together. And this chick turns out to be very helpful because she's super allergic to cats. So she can tell them when the cats are coming. And that's pretty much this whole volume. That's pretty much all that happens. Is just running from cats, but don't hurt the cats. And then volume 2 is, like, everybody's just so serious all the time. Here's where, like, we see the government getting involved, but they love cats too. They've got cats on their TV screen. Everybody loves cats. And they're like, we got to do something, but we can't hurt the cats because we love cats so much. Like I said, that is the whole joke of this manga is we can't hurt the cats, but we love the cats. And once again, like, they're stuck somewhere and they're trying to get out, and they're using the girl that's allergic to cats to kind of tell them if there's cats near. And that's pretty much this whole thing, is they're just trying to get out without hurting the cats. And there is this showing of this cat with the medallion. This cat pops up every once in a while, so this is possibly a clue as to why this is happening, but we still don't really know what's going on. And then, a lot of cats come for them again, and this big cat thing is actually just Scar. Where'd it go? It's just Scarhead guy, feeling like he's got like a ton of cats coming after him because he's being the diversion, and he just kind of feels like it's just one giant cat coming after him, like it's the aura of all the cats coming after him to play. And he's very serious about not hurting the cats. He's just trying to get them away so that his friends can escape. And that's pretty much this whole thing. I think this is him. He's like having some kind of like moment with his inner self because he doesn't remember who he is. But here, once again, like he's grabbing his friends and they're trying to escape. And it's very like Walking Dead. They were trying to get to some safe house, but it looks like nobody's at the safe house, or like like some place where the cats were fenced out. But they go and they don't find anyone there. And this is still in the past because we see the goggles guy, and they do this a lot. They like jump back to the past. This is them back at the cat cafe. Like, nothing really happens in this novel. Like, they just like to sit around and talk about how cute the cats are. That's volume 2. Like, literally between this volume and this volume, not a whole lot happened. In this one, they run from cats, and then in this one, they run from cats. And here we are at volume 3. And once again, it starts with everybody loves cats. But now the cats are trying to get us. And then we run into this biker gang, and these biker gang guys are a-holes, but they also love cats. So they like have cat marks on their face, and they have like picture books with cats because they love cats so much. And, but then the cats come and they're like, oh no, and the cats get them and they turn into cats. and there's more of like people are trying to find safe houses to get away from the cats, because the cats can, get in the smallest holes and they just want to come see you. And we've got Scarface guy and long-haired girl, and they've been accumulating like going out armor to help protect them from the cats and that kind of thing. But that's most of this. Like they found a safe house that's kind of in the mall that a bunch of people have been hunkering down, and like this very Yakuza looking lady kind of runs it. And she also likes cats. And they found this other person that totally doesn't look like the girl that was allergic to cats. They don't have the same face shape or nothing. But once again, everybody loves cats, and they're sad that they can't pet the cats. And then they're informed that like a group went out to get food and they didn't come back. And then we see this group that went out, that they're fighting cats, but they don't want to hurt the cats because they love cats. And the dad got turned into a cat. There he is. The dad got turned into a cat, and then these are the sons. And so these guys are going to go out to like try to find them and save them. And then we get this story about long-haired girl, and this is the chick that's allergic to cats, and it's just a story about how she was nice to the chick that was allergic to cats when they were in school. So it's like it keeps wanting to go back in the past and tell you these stories that are not interesting, and I don't know, like it's just a fluff piece. There's not a whole lot of substance. Like I said, like all three of these is just running from cats, but don't hurt the cats because the cats are cute. All we got was the cat with the medallion. There's no other like little tidbits of plot that make you want to keep reading. I kept waiting for there to be like a hook, or something where you're like, oh, what's that? Like I need to get the next volume so I can find out what happened. There's not a whole lot of that in there. There's just running from cats and people turning into cats and people playing with cats because they have to like divert them so other people can get away. It's very, very repetitive. And like I said, there's just the one joke, and the joke is usually not funny because it is constant. The joke is constant. But the art is good. The dialogue is fairly fun. It's just repetitive. I would give it, what would I give it out of 5? I'd give it like a 3.5 out of 5. Because I think people who like this kind of thing, who just want like something fun and fluffy and don't necessarily need something of substance, they just want something fun to read, I think they would like this. I'm not that person. I'm very much a cat person, which is why my sister gave this manga to me to read. But I'm also very picky about the stories that I like, and I have to have something of substance. There has to be something deeper. I don't do comedy fluff. I have to have an intelligent plot. I have to have something that engages me mentally, and that's not what this series is. I do think the writer knows exactly what kind of series this is and plays up to it. There's like I said, lots and lots of fluffy cute cats. There's lots of jokes. There's lots of references to other like sci-fi and horror movies in it. It's fun, it's fluff. It's not for me, but I think there is definitely an audience for this. And if you're into this thing, I think you would like this type of manga. But that's it for me today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.